Easton, and welcome to the Rabbi's Roundtable. I'm Rabbi Peter Hyman, Rabbi at Temple B'nai Israel, and we are coming to you from the studios of MCTV, which is located in the basement of the Avalon Theater. And my first guest today, I'm very pleased to welcome Julia Foxwell. Hi, Julia. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Julia is the Director
of Community Engagement.
Director of Community Engagement for Blue Point Hospitality. And thank you very much for taking the time to be here and talk about what's coming up. I know there's a lot of things happening. As I always say, and they've heard me say this a million times, this is not an unengaged community, especially with what you guys have been doing. So let me just give them a little bit about your background, and then we will talk. Julia is a native of Maryland's Eastern Shore. After graduation, she began working in auto sales, which led to positions in financial services, with Folger, Nolan, Fleming, Douglas, and Wells Fargo Mortgage. Her public career began in the administration of former Maryland Governor Paris Glendening, and she has an impressive and very full resume, and thank you again for being here. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up and what you think is important and what's happening at the Ebenezer Theater, which was, I just heard a concert there the other night. It was terrific.
Did you go to the jazz concert for
yeah.
Chesapeake Music?
Yeah.
So we acquired, Mrs. Prager acquired the Ebenezer Theater, I believe, in 2014. It was originally the Prager family theater, and when they discovered the history that it had been a Methodist church, dating back to 1856, I believe, they of course changed the name to pay tribute to the church. Ebenezer Theater is located in the Prager Family Center for the Arts, so I think there might be a little confusion about that. So that's the first thing. The entire building is known as the Prager Family Center for the Arts. We have the Ebenezer Theater. We have Zachariah Hall, which will be is still under construction, but will become an alternative space, a little smaller for more intimate programming. Sure. We also currently house the office space for Chesapeake Music,
yes.
Who didn't for years and years, 20-some years that they've been around,
right.
didn't really have a home until we finished.
That's wonderful. I mean, Chesapeake Music is so good.
They're
great. Wonderful. Yeah.
Don.
I know Don Buxton is a dear friend and has been on the Rabbi's Roundtable and does a great job.
He is the heart and soul, I think, of Chesapeake Music.
Yeah.
So in addition to what Chesapeake Music is doing, they have several performances a year. I think they have one final performance coming up October 22nd.
I think that's right. I think I have it in my calendar.
And you can always go to chesapeakemusic.org to find out more about their programming and ticketing. But in addition to that, we are launching the Montero Prager series of musical program. It's really exciting. Gabriella Montero is a truly world class.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's often used.
But
if you don't know her, Google her. You can get a little bit of information on our website, monteroprager.com. So she's coming and playing, and she's bringing her friends. We have artists like Yuja Wang, Josh Bell, to name just a couple. The first season is 8 performances, and you can get more information on those performers at monteroprager.com. But I'm getting email from people from, New York, from Philadelphia, saying, "How did you do this? How did you get?" We didn't do anything. Gabriella has been, on the scene for a very long time and has these personal connections with all of these performers. She and her husband just purchased a home in Oxford.
Oh, wonderful!
So they're community members now,
that's
and
even better.
Not only are they bringing this incredible talent, they're doing, they're very focused on ways to give back. So as we're developing this programming, a portion of tickets for every performance are going to be set aside for people who wouldn't otherwise be able to, for whatever reason, to enjoy this kind of music.
I'm going to have her on then.
Please,
yes, absolutely.
I think it would be
But
incredible.
as I always say, just look at plein air. Plein air is an international. It's become international.
Yeah.
It's Easton. It is just a remarkable place. And I sound like a broken record, and they know it, but I can't help but say it. It's very exciting.
It's pretty incredible.
Oh, beyond, absolutely.
It's pretty incredible.
What else should we know about coming up?
Chesapeake Film Festival. That's another big,
Yes.
big up and coming festival. We have a lot. It seems like we have a lot of festivals that are actually like these world-class, really heavy hitters. It seems incredulous that all of it's here, but it is. So Chesapeake Film Festival, if you're not familiar with it, it's chesapeakefilmfestival.org. And that can give you a little bit of the history of the festival and what's coming up for 2022.
Yeah, please.
But we are doing, I believe it spans 2 weeks. They have several performances or several showings that are in person, and then there's an online component, which is really great for people who, for whatever reason, can't make it out. Our piece of it is they are showing Roman Holiday, which I think classic film.
Wonderful.
It was directed by William Wyler, who was was a multi Academy Award winner. Before the showing, I believe before or possibly after, his daughter Catherine Wyler is going to. They've done a documentary, a brief documentary on his incredible contributions.
I read that. Yes,
so
that's wonderful.
She is going to be there to give the foreword on the documentary itself.
How cool!
So it's going to be a beautiful.
How cool!
Yeah,
is this?
and that's going to happen October 2nd, I believe. First Sunday of October, October 1st or October 2nd. Really cool stuff, and then that sort of kicks off the holiday season downtown, which is beautiful. Lots of stuff, festival of trees, and lots of great stuff happening in downtown Easton.
And the EEDC, the Easton Economic Development Corporation, is heavily involved in that.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of stuff going on that's really very cool. So.
Yep, agreed.
Anything else you think we should be aware of?
Stay tuned. There's always.
Stay tuned.
We do have. I'll give you a little sneak peek. You might have seen if you're walking around town. There's a sign up in a window next to Bonheur. P. Bourdier was going to be a bakery, crepes, pastries. I know. I'm sorry.
I don't want to know about this.
I know.
Thank you.
I try to stay
Please.
stay out of that area, but it is coming, and it should be up and running, I think, by the holiday season. So hopefully.
That's good to know.
Yeah. You'll pass that along to those who are interested.
Yes, I'll plan accordingly. And I still want a delicatessen, but we'll talk about that offline. We have been talking with Julia Foxwell, and Julia is the Director of Community Outreach for Blue Point Hospitality. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
There's tons more to talk about. You will come back to the Rabbi's Roundtable as some of these things get closer, and we will discuss them further.
It'd be my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
No, my pleasure. Thank you very much. Easton, we will be back momentarily.
The Avalon Foundation and MCTV programming is proudly supported by Easton Hardware and Floor Covering. Since 1939, we're still there and we still care.
And we are back, and we are seated at the Rabbi's Roundtable. I'm Rabbi Peter Hyman, and we are coming to you from the studios of MCTV in the basement of the Avalon Theater. And my next guest is Liza Ledford. Liza is the executive director of the Oxford Community Center. And thank you for being here.
Thank you
There's
for
lots
having
going
me.
on, and
Yes.
just a little bit about you, and then we'll talk about the issues that you want to discuss. Your early career started in Los Angeles. Are you originally from LA?
From here.
You're from here, and you went out to LA.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
And you were in the movie industry, working at Amblin Entertainment, and which is Steven Spielberg's company. You knew him?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
We felt very lucky to be learning from somebody that
Oh, I can only
creative.
imagine. You know what it must be like to be in that presence and with that kind of
Yeah.
dynamic.
He was very just be yourself. He encouraged people to have an opinion. He always said everyone's opinion matters because everyone buys a ticket to the movies.
Yeah.
So he would only be mad if you didn't really tell what you were thinking.
Oh, how
He was
cool!
really open to that.
Wow,
nice.
what a wonderful learning opportunity as you built your career.
Exactly.
Very neat, very neat. You moved back here 10 years ago from LA. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
LA is good.
You're my new celebrity now.
Well, no, please. I have a son in LA. I go out occasionally. It's just, it ain't the East Coast, that's for
Right.
sure.
It's changed a lot.
Oh, it has indeed. So let's talk about what's going on at the community center and what as a community we can anticipate and look forward to. So
Absolutely.
let's talk. Give us a little history about the community center first of all.
That's what I love about working at the Oxford Community Center. A lot of people say, it's sort of off the beaten path. What makes it so exciting to you? And to me, it really is exciting because we get to serve so many different people. We get to do a variety of programs. We're in arts, culture, education. I mean, I'm challenged every day to do something new and different and think about what audiences would want. Different audiences, different people, different issues, different topics. So it's really just an open platform for a lot of variety of things and people and interests, so it's never boring. It's never just one thing. So the leadership there also really encourages that. They want us to be even more broad reaching and more open and welcoming to the more
Sure.
people we can be. So it's like this little gem sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's definitional for the area in which we live. It's a little gem, it's not so little anymore. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
That's true.
Let's talk a little bit about the anniversary story.
Yes, and that's what's really fun is when I started, we pitched a grant to tell the story of how the building itself was saved from the wrecking ball. I mean, literally
wow.
was on the path to be demolished.
Really?
They didn't know what to do with the building. It had been a school and it had been shut down for a while in the 70s. So it was in disarray, it was a liability, and no one knew what to do with the building, so it was just going to disappear. And the town went door to door. There was a group of people called Save Our Schools Committee, and they developed a grassroots, passionate outcry, and they won the building from the county and the town, and they developed how if it could be self-sufficient and self-supporting, it could stay. So they had to get an LLC together and they had to get, the people to commit to keeping it alive, and they won. So in 1980, they won the building back and they started this whole organization as the Oxford Community Center, and it was very specific. It had to be open to the public, it had to serve the community and broader community, it had to be really valuable to the people who saved it. So I feel personally like I was handed a torch from those original impassioned, the residents, the county-wide, the idea of having that building stay and to serve and do what it's supposed to do is a real motivating factor for me.
Wow, I don't think I was even aware of that. That's
that
really
fun?
interesting.
It really is. So we got the documentary, we got the grant, and now November 30th, we're going to have the premiere of the full documentary where townspeople are talking about it and people who helped make it happen. So hopefully you'll come down, and we got the museum to help.
Oh, good.
So they're going to build a little exhibit, like a physical
Nice.
installation to tell the story.
And of course, that will take place where?
At the community center. It could have been your school. It could have been somewhere you went to some great concert. So hopefully people will remember their own contact with it over these years, and we'll all celebrate the volunteers and everybody who has just kept this building alive. 40-year anniversary is this
Wow,
year.
that's wonderful. Just review a couple of the upcoming programs that we shouldn't miss.
Yes, gosh, there are so many, because I must admit we have an active programming and events committee.
It's wonderful.
And we never say no to anything. So if you had an idea, like, I really want to try this, come over, pitch it. If you would want to see it, that means other people would want to see it. So we usually are a great trial ground for people to try different events. But in September, we have some really, really great things. We have Community Day. We start off Labor Day, where we invite all different nonprofit organizations to come and set up booths and have volunteers sign up, and just to get to know the community and what people are doing. We have an art show on the same day, hubcaps that night. We decided if I'm going to go to work on the 3rd of September, I might as well work all day and then sleep on the 4th. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, and then we go into the road rally, and that's all cars and really unique arts and cool people with those cars, and that's a really fun adventure. So those tickets are for sale for that now, to go on the road rally. And then we have Sure Shakespeare comes. We have
That's wonderful. The last time
yes.
I was fortunate enough to participate. They did the Merchant of Venice.
Yes.
And I got to lecture a little bit. I loved it.
That was so great. We have that patio and that lawn.
Yes.
So especially now when September's beautiful weather and you don't really want to be indoor and the mask or no mask and all that. So you outside patio concerts. We got the theater going out there. It's amazing. And then so some of the programming we're doing inside, we have the muralist Michael Rosado.
Right.
And he's going to talk about the Frederick Douglass thing right before Frederick Douglass Day. So that mural, we'll learn about some of his motivation and inspiration. And then Oxford in general does the picket fences. And that's a really neat thing. If you go to Oxford, you can go see there's 12 different fences spread out over the town. And they're done by artists. And then we have a big auction of the fences in September, and they benefit different organizations. So the money goes right back out the door to whatever organization the artist wanted to paint for.
That's pretty wonderful.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a farm to table in October.
Oh, really?
And then November is the model boat show, but we added Family Fun Festival, so we'll have all sorts of activities for kids and families and oysters and all that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We just did a trip from Temple to Horn Point, where we were lectured and saw how everything they sell and raise millions of oysters in a year.
Yes.
It's crazy.
They're amazing. They're right there.
I know.
It's so great.
That's a fascinating exhibit and a place to visit. It's really informative.
And they're offering those tours a lot, so
Yeah,
you can go on their website.
It's really
and
worthwhile.
See it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So where do we find out more about all that's going on?
Well, yes, luckily we're rebuilding our website, so there's always these activities added to the website because we also add them very frequently, so it's hard to keep in front of print ads. But it's oxfordcc.org, so go to the .org all the time and just feel welcomed by our annual fund donors, our sponsors, our patrons. They are the ones welcoming you to come down there. Their support keeps us afloat because it's an independent entity for you guys to enjoy.
Like I said, I didn't know the history. I think that's fascinating, and it makes it more significant and impressive.
Well, thank you for helping me with my mission to keep people coming like it was intended to be.
And as I say all the time, and with almost everybody that's on, it's a very cool place to be.
Thank you.
It really is. So,
great.
Liza, thank you for being on, and you'll come back and we'll talk more about what's going on at the Oxford Community Center. Liza Ledford.
Thank you.
The director, executive director, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we will be back, Easton.
I got the shot, man, because I believe in the science.
I got vaccinated so I could hug my 5 kids and 14 grandkids.
We all got vaccinated
because we want to see you back in the theater.
Well, as a survivor of COVID, I really did it for other people.
I've also had the virus. I do not want it again.
We got COVID and then they sent me to Johns Hopkins. Oh my gosh, it's the worst thing anyone could ever go through.
I genuinely feel like it's my patriotic duty to get vaccinated.
Do it for your state, do it for your country, do it for you.
I talked to my friends and family in India and Pakistan, and they don't have that access whatsoever.
I'm tired of Zoom. You're tired of Zoom.
It's my turn to take a chance.
Take advantage of that privilege.
Get the vaccine, please, for me, for your family.
And I got it because of what she said.
And we are back, and you are seated at the Rabbi's Roundtable. I'm Rabbi Peter Hyman, and our guest this segment, we have three very interesting and delightful people. My friend Victoria Gomez Lozano. Glad you're here. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, our pleasure. And they are representing the Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center, which should be familiar to everybody. You guys do such great work, and Matthew is out all the time in public speaking and whatever. And well, Victoria, why don't you introduce these two charming young women, and then we'll talk a little more.
Absolutely. So we have Ingrid Diaz. She's our most recent acquisition in our office. She's been with us, what, like a year, maybe? Yes. And she, and your title is?
So I'm the Hispanic Outreach Coordinator and Community Liaison.
Community Liaison.
And you're from Guatemala originally?
Yes, I'm originally from Guatemala. Yeah. Love
yes.
the praise, yeah.
And then we have Jennifer Villacorta. And your title? Yes.
I'm the Communications Coordinator for Chesapeake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. And let's just talk a little bit about what's happening, what's coming up. Let's give a little history of the Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center, and it's grown remarkably and in an important way. So go ahead.
Okay, well, I haven't been there for long, but yeah, so we are a resource center. We help anyone who needs it, really. We provide, we have two people who are certified through Maryland Health Connections to help with health insurance, which is one of the things that Victoria does. We also recently started with helping with SNAP applications, or used to be called food stamps. And then we provide a variety of services. We have direct services as well as indirect services. And then we have Mr. Matthew, who is certified through immigration to take on some cases.
Right.
But yeah, we do a little bit of everything, really.
No, it's important. I mean, to reach out to the community and a specific community that is always in need of help, and not always, but you know, that's your presence is really significant. Jennifer, a little bit about what you do and how you're interacting, and what are your reactions?
So I started 2 years ago, and my title was Communications Coordinator. That title was brought up because of the new hotline that we brought in. So if there is a client in need, or anyone in need of interpretation services, they can use our hotline, which is 877-772-9832. And
they'll put it up underneath. It's fine. Say it one more time.
1-877-772-9832.
That's the hotline for
interpretation services over the phone.
Yes.
Because there are some facilities that allow that and others that don't, but the ones that do, we can do that through our office. And
yeah, so we have the interpretation in Spanish and in Haitian Creole.
Really?
Yes. So we have those two languages.
So if I lived in New Orleans, would that help me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they speak Creole, you know, they speak Creole in Louisiana.
In Louisiana, yeah. I mean, we connect you immediately with our interpreters to give that service.
I was being a wise guy, but that's really important to know. So a little history about the center, and how many people do you serve in the course of a year?
Well, right now, in our database, we have about 5,000 people, just closing numbers as our clients. Most of our clients, as you know, are Hispanics, but actually in our database, we have like 63 different countries.
Wow.
Yeah, so the other population that is growing is people from Haiti as well. We might have probably about 300 families for now in our database. Most of them live in Fredericksburg, which we're opening an office
in
just now. Yeah,
wow.
So we are there 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, only during the morning while we're trying to see how it goes, because we definitely see the need over there. Yes.
That's
so
terrific.
we're trying to expand even more our services.
That's terrific. And I know that Hispanic Heritage Month is coming up.
Yes, actually, we have a couple of celebrations.
Good.
Since you're talking about the history of Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center, this is going to be our 10th anniversary as well.
It seems like yesterday.
I know.
I know. It's just it's crazy.
When Matthew's office was in a closet, right?
Yes. I mean,
I know.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
And what it shows is not only the dedication from you guys, but also the recognition by the community of how important the work you're doing really is.
It is.
For the community, to create a foundation, to create a sense of security and help.
Yes, that is definitely a place where people feel safe. It's a place where they know they can go to make any question, as irrelevant as they may think it is, but nothing is irrelevant because we definitely are there to help them navigate the system and know what's in the community. We've been very, very involved with a lot of the agencies here. Like this summer, we got a lot of children that participated in the airplane Easton. We have other participating at the Academy Art Museum for the summer program as well. So yeah, we're trying to get, I mean, that's our mission, to get people successful and involved in the community regardless their background.
What more can you ask for? I mean, how important is this? I know I sound sort of silly, but it is just it's crucial.
It is crucial.
It is crucial, and I don't use that word lightly.
No.
You know, what you guys are doing is important. You're providing not only your role models, but you're also providing contact, and no question is irrelevant when from the asker's perspective.
Definitely not.
That's what I do, what you do, and what I've learned throughout my years of interacting with not only the Jewish community, but the entire community.
Exactly.
It's really important.
Exactly.
So.
Yes, so that's why we want to celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month, because the presence is here already. And I know Easton as a town is open to a lot of celebrations, since we have seen throughout the years, since we just saw with the two guests that you have previously.
Absolutely.
This is going to be our second festival for the Hispanic Heritage Month. So we're still new on this.
And
that's going to be, so the Hispanic Heritage Month starts on September 15 to October 15. So we're going to have different events. One of them is going to be a block party at the Rails to Trails.
Oh, nice.
We're going to have also now we're working with this together with a lot of sponsorships, a lot of support from EEDC, from the Academy Art Museum, from the library, from the Avalon Theater as well. So some of the events are organized by us, some others are organized by some of these agencies. We're gonna start with the movie night. It's gonna be in the park right here on Washington and Dover Street, since a lot of kids like playing soccer, so that's gonna be the theme on the Thompson's Park. Yes, that's the one. So you will see all this information on our website as well. We're gonna print flyers also, and then we're gonna have the block party. We're gonna have a family day with the Art Academy Museum. We're going to have a poster contest. We want all the people who have those skills, to draw and represent their culture. So the theme is going to be "My Culture Lives in Me." So whoever is an artist,
that's great.
Yeah, they can just
my culture lives in me. That's terrific.
So, and that's going to be also at the Academy Art Museum, and we're trying to get a concert night at the Avalon. So we're still working that out, either marimba, either a traditional dancer. I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. Yeah.
Ask me what's the thing I've had longest in my bedroom.
What?
My marimba.
So maybe you can perform that concert.
I started playing marimba in first grade.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I wanted to play drums. I learned to play drums after, but my mother and father wouldn't let me have a drum set, so they found the marimba, and
that was the closest.
I've been playing marimba all my life. So
that's great.
As a matter of fact, there was a marimba concert here. I think through Chesapeake Music.
Really?
Yes, and it was a couple of weeks. Well, I don't remember when it was. They were fabulous. They were 4 or 5, maybe 6 marimba players. They were from Europe, all classically trained, but it was so cool. So yeah, let me know. I'm not going to perform.
Okay.
My chops are dead.
Yeah,
but I don't practice anymore. But let me know, and we'll come back on. We'll talk more about that as well.
Yes. So as I said, that will be in our website, which is the Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center.org.
Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center.org.
Yes.
Where all this information can be found.
Yes, and also we're still working as well for the celebration of our 10th anniversary. So we're planning that between March or April. So again, we're still working on that.
Any specific food events?
Well, actually, the block party is gonna have a food truck.
Oh, good.
We're gonna have one church here as well. They're gonna bring food. We're gonna have popsicles, Mexican popsicles. That's what we have so far. So please, it's the Hispanic Heritage Month, but it's for everyone to enjoy.
Yep. This is very exciting. Again, another element of our community that needs to be embraced and participated in by everybody. So thank you, Jennifer and Ingrid and Victoria. Thank you for being at the Rabbi's Roundtable. As these things get closer, let me know, and you'll come back on and we'll talk more about it.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And we will be back, Easton, in one moment.
Did you know? MCTV programming is available online. Find our shows like Rabbi's Roundtable, Carlisle's Chesapeake, The Shameless Picture Show, Conversations with Sherry, and the Avalon Theater Presents at youtube.com/Midshore Community Television.
And we are back. And our concluding segment for the Rabbi's Roundtable, we have the Executive Director of the Easton Economic Development Corporation, the EEDC, as we say, for those of us who love it, Holly Dekarsky. Holly, thanks for being here. As I've been saying in each segment, there's just tons going on, and the EEDC has connection and sort of contact with so much of it. So as Executive Director, anything you want to share, anything you want to add, and then we'll talk about all that's coming up.
I mean, our job is obviously to partner with businesses and nonprofits, and having the Main Street program lends a lot more into like partnering, especially on events and things. So
you want to talk anything about the summer programs that were so successful? Just reference them real quick.
So I mean, we've been helping. We sponsor music for all of the First Friday festivities, which are called Easton Night Out. We've been doing that, and then obviously any other time the merchants have been planning like a different type of shopping event or things, we've partnered with them, tried to provide entertainment and marketing. So, and while it was a busy summer, we're getting ready to be way busier. So.
I know. But just so you'll know, there were people that I met, I don't remember where I was, but they talked about the music on Friday nights, and they were just blown away by it.
It's nice, especially if you dine outside. It's something to fill the air. It's like when the Avalon has their concerts on Saturday night. They're always fun, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's coming up?
So, speaking of Avalon, so the last, obviously there's concerts on Saturdays, but the last one is August 27th, and that's a big one that they're partnering with the Chamber, Talbot County Chamber. There's a lot of Easton businesses are having milestone anniversaries, which is like 10 years, 40 years, 100 years, like the Avalon. So they're going to do...
Avalon's 100 years old.
Yeah, so they're going to do one big sort of ribbon-cutting little party, and then the outdoor concert to sort of celebrate all of those. So that's a big one to be here for. And then September, so in September we kind of kick off busy season, I think, in downtown for events. So again, the Avalon has, they have the Jazz Experience weekend on Labor Day weekend, and we partner with them. We're going to provide, that kickoff of that weekend is the 2nd of September. So we will have outdoor music for Easton Night Out, and we'll have that spread around town. And then again on Saturday, starting at 11, the EEDC will have music free, it's live, outside, scattered around town. And then you can purchase your tickets for any of the Avalon shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah.
Terrific.
So you come down, shop, and eat, and see some amazing music.
I know.
So,
The musicians, the quality, I mean, just what we've heard.
We're very lucky to have the things that we have.
Don't get me
pretty
started.
amazing.
They're tired of hearing me.
I know, but it's true.
It's such a cool place. It's a cool place.
Yeah, it is. So. It really is. So, and then there's obviously more things that are coming up in the fall, and I will come back if you allow me, and we'll talk about the holiday season. But we are partnering with Ches RMC. We're going to do the outdoor movie night with Talbot County Library at Thompson Park. We did that last year. We'll do it again this year. So it's free. There'll be popcorn. Easton Utilities providing Cracker Jacks. So there's snacks. There's popsicles. I'm just saying, it's a free movie. It's pretty cool, and it's great. The park is a great place to hang out. So
when anybody says holiday season, you realize, of course, as we get to September, it's the high holiday season for me, and the high holiday season. I know what you're talking about, but that's fine.
No, but that's so if you ever get to leave and go out, we're doing those things. So that's Friday night on the 16th because the next day is the kickoff of their big block party, which is super cool. So, and then another thing that I'd like to bring to everyone's attention, speaking of anniversaries and milestones, Albright Gun Shop is celebrating 40 years this year. So on September 22nd, they'll actually host an open house in the store, and then there'll be some other celebratory things to happen that month. But that's a big milestone. They're very excited.
40
about
years.
That.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So you want to stop by there on the 22nd, and then of course the film festival. I think you guys talked about earlier, but it kicks off the end of the month. Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on.
There's a ton.
If anyone says they don't have anything to do when they're here, they're lying.
Please, I've said it a million times. This is not a dot on the map anymore. There are things to do. The restaurants are superb.
Yeah.
The culture, the focus, the museum, it's wonderful.
Yeah, we have an amazing variety of businesses downtown and then around the outer, the greater Easton area, places to dine, places to shop. And we're heading into that season, and I got to give the shout out to just keep trying to support local. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough couple years, but this year is a unique roughness, and if we can just support local and what we have, then we continue to keep the amazing things that we have.
Growing up in the environment I grew up in, my father was a jeweler, had a jewelry store very similar to Shearer the jeweler. I mean, almost identical. My father was a trained watchmaker as well. He had several different watch lines, but just the notion of supporting local businesses was always paramount, and we did that.
Yeah.
My father always said that one of the things he could do that large, non-local, was provide real top quality customer service.
That's why you shop local.
And that's exactly why you shop local.
Because I go in, you know my name, you know things that I like. You give me customer service. I
would tell the story. My father knew every customer, whether you bought a watch pin for $3 or a 10-carat diamond for $500,000.
Right.
He knew your name, and that was part of the milieu and the context. And he always used to say to us, anytime that door opens and somebody walks through, you be respectful. They had a choice, and they're choosing you. And that was really very important.
Yep, and that's the thing. Everyone does have a choice. And you can go a lot of different directions with stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's all about, how you make the customer feel. Whether it's retail or, somebody walks into Temple, I want that same thing communicated.
Right, right. And we're all here. We're all locals. We're all here.
That's exactly correct.
Those are your neighbors. Their kids are in school with your kids.
That's correct.
It's just... It's putting your money back into our own community.
That's exactly correct. And building the community and making it and fortifying it.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
Oh, it's just very busy right now.
It's just very busy, yes. The holiday season is coming.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yes, yeah, in every way. Yeah. It's busy. I will be back next month, though, and I can go over all the things that are coming up for the rest of the fall.
I'm excited about that.
October's busy. November's busy.
Yep. But, again, that speaks to the quality and the nature of our community.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really positive and very inspirational. So, thank you for what you do. The EDC, where the EDC is in my heart.
I do.
And I just think you guys do a great job, and we're fortunate. And Easton, we will conclude this very interesting and informative section, or all sections, a series on the Rabbi's Roundtable, and we will see you next time on the Rabbi's Roundtable.